Ladies and gentlemen, let me hit you with a hard truth. The people who think about money all the time are usually the ones who never have it. Have you noticed? That one friend who keeps saying, "Bro, I need money. I need money. I need money," is always the same guy borrowing your charger, your Netflix password, and sometimes your Wi-Fi. It's funny, but it's real. The more you chase money, the more money hides from you. It's like trying to catch a chicken in the street. The faster you run, the faster it escapes. And the whole time, people are standing around watching, laughing, because you look crazy. That's exactly how life looks when you chase money desperately. Now think about this. You've seen people working 2 jobs, sometimes 3. They wake up at 6, run all day, eat dinner standing up, collapse at night, and by the end of the month, they're still broke. Why? Because when you chase money without thinking, money finds 100 ways to escape. Bills, debts, emergencies, repairs, and those little surprises life loves to throw at you. It's like your wallet has holes. One guy once asked me, "Sir, how can I get rich quickly?" I laughed and said, "Quickly. Then you'll also go broke quickly. Because when your brain is only shouting money, 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 you stop seeing opportunities. You don't see skills. You don't see ideas. You don't see value. You only see numbers. And when all you see are numbers, you miss the game completely." Here's the truth. People aren't poor because they don't have money. They're poor because they only think about money. When your mind is full of money, your life becomes cheap, your relationships turn into transactions, your work becomes a burden, and your dreams, you start selling them for small change. So remember this: money is not a goal. Money is a result. If you run after it, you'll keep running forever. But if you focus on learning, on building, on creating value, money will eventually follow you. Because money is like a cat. Chase it, it runs. Sit still, build a warm home, and one day it jumps on your lap. Why we work for bills, not wealth? Many people aren't really working for money. They're working for bills. Think about it. The moment your salary comes in, it's already gone. Rent takes one bite. Groceries take another. Loans take a bigger one. And what's left? A few bones. It's like cooking a chicken all day, and when you finally sit down to eat, you only get the neck. Have you noticed something strange? The more money some people earn, the more broke they feel. They buy a bigger phone, a flashier car, a shinier watch, and suddenly, their new lifestyle eats their new income. It's like pouring water into a bucket full of holes. No matter how much you pour, it never stays. Why does this happen? Because when you chase money without chasing knowledge, your money grows, but your wisdom doesn't. And when your wisdom doesn't grow, you don't know how to keep money, how to multiply it, or how to protect it. That's why so many people look rich on Instagram, but if you check their wallets, they're crying inside. The trap of getting rich fast? Let me give you an example. You've seen lottery winners, right? They win millions overnight, but studies show that most of them go broke within 3 to 5 years. Why? Because they had money, but not the mindset. They knew how to spend, but not how to build. Here's the rule. If your pockets are bigger than your brain, your pockets will soon be empty. Money doesn't solve money problems. Skills do. Knowledge does. Self-discipline does. If you keep chasing only money, you'll always be one step behind. But if you chase growth, one day, money will start chasing you. Let me warn you though, if your only dream is to be rich, you will always feel poor. Because being rich is not about how much money you have. It's about how much value you create, how many problems you solve, how many lives you impact. That's the difference between people who stay broke and people who stay wealthy. So remember, don't just work for money. Make money work for you. The fast road that leads to a cliff. Here's something that will shock you. The faster you try to get rich, the faster you usually go broke. Sounds strange. Look around. People love shortcuts. Double your money in 30 days. Invest here. Become a millionaire overnight. Join this scheme. You'll never work again. And what happens every time? They lose what little they already had. It's almost funny. Someone will think 5 times before spending $20 on a book, but won't even blink before dropping $2,000 into some shady scheme because a friend said, "Trust me, bro, it's guaranteed." A few months later, they're crying, "I got scammed." No, my friend, you weren't scammed. You were impatient. Real wealth takes time, patience, and discipline. Money comes slowly to test you. If you respect it, if you learn how to grow it, if you have the patience to handle it, it stays. But if you get it too fast, without the maturity to manage it, money leaves faster than it came. That's the irony. If you try to get rich fast, you stay poor forever. But if you focus on getting rich slowly, by building skills, creating value, and being patient, money stays with you forever. Because wealth built slow is wealth that lasts. Money exposes who you really are. Here's another truth. Money doesn't change people. It exposes them. Have you seen it happen? Someone broke and humble suddenly gets a little money, and overnight they turn into a mini celebrity. They walk differently, talk differently, post selfies with captions like, "New level, new me." But when the money disappears, they go right back to old level. Same me. If you're foolish without money, you'll just be a bigger fool with it. If you're lazy without money, you'll just be lazier with it. If you're unkind without money, you'll just be unkind in designer clothes. That's why chasing money without building character is dangerous. Because if you get money without maturity, money will destroy you. Look at celebrities who earn millions, but still go bankrupt. Look at athletes who sign $1 million contracts and end up broke after retirement. Why? Because they built their bank accounts, but not their mindset. Imagine handing a 10-year-old kid $10,000. What would happen? They'd buy candy, toys, video games, maybe even lose half of it on the way home. Why? Because they don't yet have the wisdom to handle that kind of responsibility. Now look around. Many adults are doing the exact same thing. Earning money they don't know how to handle. Here's the secret. Money doesn't make you rich. Your habits do. If your habit is to spend every dollar the moment it comes, money will never stay with you. If your habit is showing off every time you get paid, you'll always be broke inside. But if your habits are discipline, learning, investing, and creating value, then no matter how little you start with, you'll grow. So stop believing money will change your life. Change your mindset first, then money will only amplify it. Because if you're poor in your mind, no amount of money can make you rich. But if you're rich in your mind, eventually money will have no choice but to find you. The final truth about real wealth being rich has nothing to do with how much you have, and everything to do with how little you need. Think about it. Some people earn $500 a month and still save. Others earn $5,000 and are still broke. Why? Because wealth isn't about numbers. It's about mindset. If your wants are bigger than your income, you'll always feel poor. But if your wisdom is bigger than your wants, you'll always feel rich. Look around. How many people are slaves to their lifestyle? The moment they earn a little more, they upgrade everything. A bigger phone, a bigger car, a bigger house, and eventually bigger problems. It's like they're racing not to build wealth, but to look wealthy. And in the end, they lose both money and peace. Here's the irony. The people who shout, "I don't care about money, I just want freedom," are the same people who spend their whole life chasing money and never find freedom. Because freedom doesn't come from chasing money. Freedom comes when you learn how to live, how to grow, how to create value without being a prisoner of money. You know who's truly rich? The person who can sleep peacefully at night without checking their bank balance 10 times. The person who doesn't have to impress strangers with shoes, cars, or watches. The person who can say, "I'm happy with what I have, and I'm building slowly." That is real wealth. The closing truth. So my friends, let's end with this truth. Chasing money makes you poor. Chasing growth, learning, and value. That's what makes you rich. Money should never be your master. It should be your servant. Don't run after it like a desperate lover. Build yourself so strong, so valuable, so unstoppable that money has no choice but to run after you. Because in the end, you don't become wealthy by counting dollars. You become wealthy when dollars start counting on you.